In the name of Allah. Hello. Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower, which is the symbol of the city of Paris and the country of France, is one of the most important metal structures in the world, which was known as the tallest structure in the world until 1930. In 1991, this famous tourist attraction along with its surrounding areas was registered in the UNESCO World Heritage List. The charm of the tower is not only limited to its facade, and restaurants such as Jules Verne, numerous souvenir shops and viewing platforms with a view of the beautiful city of Paris have made it the first priority of French tourists. The all-metal Eiffel Tower is located in the city of Paris and in the northwest of the Champ de Mars Park and hosts many tourists every day. The Eiffel Tower has been painted 19 times since its construction, which is an average of once every 7 years. Its color has changed several times, from red-brown to yellow-red, then to chestnut-brown, and finally to today's bronze. Interestingly, even today, painters still work with the traditional methods of Gustave Eiffel's time, and most of the painting of the Eiffel Tower is done by hand. This historic building has been regularly renovated and restored since the 1980s and has seen remarkable achievements, spectacular light shows and famous visitors over the decades. Today, the Eiffel Tower still plays an important role in broadcasting television and radio programs. In addition, it is considered an architectural wonder and has attracted more tourists than any other tourist attraction in the world. The construction of the Eiffel Tower started on January 26, 1887, and was completed on March 31, 1889, in an unprecedented period of 2 years, 2 months, and 5 days, and was inaugurated as a technical masterpiece. The tower was a symbol of technological progress at the end of the 19th century and a showcase of French engineering, designed and built by Gustave Eiffel, and a defining moment in the industrial age. The plan to build a 300-meter-high tower was planned as part of the preparations for the 1889 World's Fair. The purpose of this was to investigate the possibility of creating an iron tower in the Champ de Mars Park with a square base, 125 meters wide and 300 meters high. Out of 107 projects, the design of entrepreneur Gustave Eiffel, Maurice Coechlin, and Émile Nagy, both engineers, and Stephen Softstré, as architect, were accepted. The Eiffel Tower, which was known as the 300-meter tower, was built with the sole purpose of showing the creativity and modern art of France to the world. This tower was initially considered as a temporary structure that was supposed to be removed after 20 years, but over time, people no longer wanted to do this. The Eiffel Tower is undoubtedly a modern and distinct structure from the Neo-Gothic, Neo-Renaissance and Neo-Baroque styles in the 18th and 19th centuries. In fact, this tower is considered one of the first examples of modern architecture due to the use of iron. In addition, there was no specific purpose of its construction and it was designed and built only to show the creativity and skill of French architecture to the world. A meaningful structure that had no use. Iron, which was popular as a building material due to the Industrial Revolution, became the cornerstone of modern architecture, but in 1887, it was used only for supporting structures or in less important buildings such as greenhouses, factories, and bridges. The biggest problem was that the people of that time still did not know how to create a beautiful work with new materials and only repeated the historical stone structures. However, the Eiffel Tower completely changed the way of looking at new materials and dazzled the eyes with a completely new and modern structure and appearance. The height of the Eiffel Tower is 324 meters with the antenna and 312 meters without the antenna. The Eiffel Tower has been a powerful and distinctive symbol of Paris and France for 130 years. Originally built for the 1889 Expo, it impressed the whole world with its tall height and bold design and was a symbol of French knowledge and ingenuity. Today, the lights of the Eiffel Tower are turned off at night in order to pay tribute to the victims of tragic events around the world, and in this way, it is more than a symbol and has become a means of expressing the feelings of the people of Paris and the whole of France. This tower can be seen from different parts of Paris and its suburbs, and since its construction, it has been the subject of photography, design, filming, etc. For this reason, when the Eiffel Tower appears in movies, graphic arts, even literature, and poetry, minds unconsciously go to Paris and France, and in a way, it is considered the most famous symbol of France. The Eiffel Tower takes its name from its creator, Gustave Eiffel, who was a 19th-century French entrepreneur and engineer who specialized in the construction of large-scale metal structures, bridges, train stations, overpasses. Different parts of the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower has 3 floors, the first floor, the second floor and the tip of the tower. The second floor has 2 levels and the tip of the tower consists of the lower part covered and the upper part open. Visitors can reach the first 2 floors via stairs or elevator. Climbing from the second floor to the top of the tower is only possible by elevator. The first floor of the Eiffel Tower. You can use the stairs and elevator to reach the first floor of the Eiffel Tower. This attractive section attracts the attention of every visitor with its diagonal architecture and glass space. If you choose to use the elevator, you will first be taken to the top of the tower and then on the way down you can stop at the first floor. The first floor is considered to be one of the most prominent parts of the Eiffel Tower, which houses a series of attractions including a cinema, cultural exhibitions, part of the old spiral staircase and the iconic Tour Eiffel 58 restaurant. Also, part of the floor of the first floor has been made transparent, which gives you a clear view of what is happening under the tower. The second floor of the Eiffel Tower. The second floor of the tower has a stunning observation deck that offers visitors a fascinating view of Paris and is therefore the most popular spot in the Eiffel Tower. From the viewing platform, you can see a clear view of the famous places of Paris, including the Louvre Museum, the Grand Palace, the bends of the Seine River, etc. On this floor, the Chalet gift shop, the Seine gift shop and the excellent Jules Verne restaurant operate. Access to this floor of the tower is possible through stairs and elevators. However, due to the height of the second floor, it is preferable to use the elevator to get more pleasure. Tip of the tower. With glass elevators, you can reach the top of the tower from the second floor. The third floor is much smaller than the other two floors, and its main use can be seen as viewing the surrounding landscape. In fact, there is an observation platform in this section, which is located at a height of 276 meters. This platform, which is considered the highest viewing platform in Paris, has two indoor and outdoor parts. At the top of the tower, unlike the crowd and the busy streets of Paris below your feet, it is relatively quiet and the only sound you hear is the wind. Gustave Eiffel's office is located in this section, which has been restored and maintained in its original form. Gustave met famous people such as Thomas Edison in this office, and today, it is possible to visit it. Finally, after the third floor, the tower antenna is placed. Eiffel Tower area. The play space is located under the foundations of the Eiffel Tower, which is free to visit. This section is a good option for photographing the Eiffel from a different angle. To reach it, you have to pass the security guard and enter the area. Besides, there are a number of souvenir shops and fast food stalls operating in this section. The statue of Gustave Eiffel is installed at the northern base of the tower, which attracts many tourists. In the past, under the southern base of the tower, there was a military hideout, which was connected to the historical building of the military school with an underground tunnel. Currently, this place has been converted into a small museum and tours take turns visiting it. Facts about the Eiffel Tower. 18,038 metal pieces are used in the Eiffel Tower. Gustave Eiffel used wrought iron mesh to build the tower to show that this metal could be as strong as stone while being light. The cost of building the Eiffel Tower was about $1.5 million at the time. 50 engineers and designers have worked on this magnificent structure. 7,300 tons of iron, 60 tons of paint and more than 2 million rivets were used in the construction of the Eiffel Tower. Almost 7 million people visit the Eiffel Tower every year. Since the opening of this tower, about 300 million visitors have visited it. Gustave Eiffel had a small apartment at the top of the tower. In 2016, another apartment was built by HomeAway inside the tower. The company held a competition and selected 4 winners so that each of them, along with their 5 guests, could stay in this apartment for one night. The names of 72 French scientists are written on the 4 sides of the tower. This tower was considered the tallest building in the world until 1930, when the Chrysler Building was opened in New York. In 1981 and 1982, 2 stages of reconstruction were completed in the tower and new facilities including conference room, post office, and exhibition room were added. The total weight of the Eiffel Tower is equal to 10,100 tons. The tower is painted with 60 colors every 7 years. The Eiffel Tower is made of iron, not steel. The total width of the tower at the bottom is 125 meters and the width of each of its columns is 25 meters. This tower is built in such a way that it shakes a little in the wind, but the sun has a greater effect on the movement of the tower. In fact, as the sun-facing part of the tower heats up, its upper part moves 18 centimeters. There are 5 billion lights on the Eiffel Tower. The nickname of this tower among the French is La Dame de Fer, which means the Iron Lady. The Eiffel Tower has 108 floors with 1,710 steps. Thank you for being with me until the end of the clip. If you enjoyed this clip and you love tourist places, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay safe until the next clip.